The following programme may contain adult themes, strong language, and some nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Live from the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Good evening. Now, let me start by saying we're already excited about you because you're the only people that have so far clapped the announcement that you can't take photos. And I didn't know you were so strong on the policy, but... and do you know what? The ironic thing is, I have never listened to that announcement before, and I couldn't give a shit. You can take photos. I know that's gone down badly with such an anti-camera audience. Do you think it's going to take our soul? This show this has been, we've done two, and it's been probably the most fun I've ever had in Edinburgh. So those audiences have been great, so don't fuck it up, guys. No, what this is, I do an XFM show, and now this is always the bit of the evening I hate the most. So, as always, I'm going to say, just lie and say yes. I'm going to ask you if you've listened to the show before. And I want... Not yet. Because the ones that have already chipped in have drawn attention to the ones that didn't. So, have you listened to the show before? Yes. Okay, now, honestly, have you listened to the show before? I don't know if you're shitting me or not, but you seem enthusiastic. The way it works, we've got great guests. We've got the regulars, who are Matthew Crosby, Nish Kumar, and James Acaster. We've got a guest, Tom Craine. We have Tim Key will be coming along and attempting to end the show by shooting the flame off a candle with a gun. Great radio, my friends. Great radio. Basically, we've got loads of features. All the regulars have regular features. You've given in your cards. You've written your answers. We've got some great stuff. So are we ready to get started? Yeah. Good. Then I'll go and get the mic stand. I didn't need to put so far away for 1 minute of stand-up at the top. That wasn't really stand-up. It was more health and safety stuff, which I know you guys fucking love. You guys, when you heard the shoot the flame off the candle, you went, this isn't for me. Are you ready to welcome the guests? Yeah. Please welcome, from right to left, Mr. Matthew Crosby. Nish Kumar. James Acaster. Special guest for tonight, Tom Craine. And... for only the third time in front of the public, the producer of the show, Producer Neil.
Josh, can I ask, did you forget Acaster's name there?
What?
Did you forget Acaster's name halfway through?
No.
Another classic scrape.
Is everyone okay? Everyone good?
Very good. Very
yeah.
well.
How are you two on that side?
Good, thanks. Mate.
Do you know what happened? I said Nish Kumar, and it shook me because I had been thinking, should I say this? Should I say this? And then I did. I don't know why I was so worried about it. That's your name, isn't it?
Yes, my full name. My stage name is Nish Kumar. Pretty... All right, don't be sarcastic.
Bear in mind, this is the same audience that when Josh said, at the end of the show, Tim Key is going to shoot a flame off a candle with a gun, they went, yeah.
Yeah, surely that's the first time that's ever happened in Edinburgh, or ever.
It's also the first time that guy's met anyone called Nish, I think. So, yeah, he's going to think it was amazing.
Now, we need to clear up something from the start. First, we got given these T-shirts with our... we're not just, like, a bunch of weirdos that have come in similar T-shirts. We got given these, sent these in by a fan, because they are catchphrases from the show. If you hear them said, just laugh along. That'd be my tip.
Any catchphrase you have to preface is not a good catchphrase. If you hear it, just kind of go along with it, guys, seriously.
Also, any catchphrase that you refer to as my catchphrase is probably not a catchphrase. Here comes my catchphrse.
Mine's not a catchphrase, is it? Guest.
That's not a catchphrase. Okay. That's just you didn't have one.
Okay. I'm a last-minute booking. That's what that is. Yeah. That's, okay.
Also, thank you. Just to clear up, when we said on the card "dumping tales," The more childish among you,
Yeah.
that guy, who's currently in the middle of a dumping tale.
There's a guy with a mohawk there who's definitely got a few dumping tales. I can tell.
The two subjects, dumping tales and things you've heard over a public address system stroke tannoy.
Can I just say very quickly, I've got a good dumping tale that's not the one that's... I've got a good sort of shitting tale.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Right, well, just-
Why not start the show with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
Jump in, Crosby.
Just to get it out of our system. So...
Acaster,
do you remember the wrestler Andre the Giant? Sadly passed. A massive guy. He's in The Princess Bride. He when he stayed in a hotel had to have 2 rooms because he was so big he couldn't fit a normal sized toilet, so he had to shit in the bath.
No.
Yes. Yeah. So he had to have
And
2.
then how did it go down the plug hole?
Just like that.
Depending whether he's in the northern or southern.
I've gone with slightly worse than that. I had food poisoning for my driving test, and the emergency stop made me shit myself. And that is genuinely true. The belt rammed in, and I failed. That's not technically what.
How many times have you failed your driving test, Craine?
5 times. Only one shitting. I'll make that clear. Not to brag, but only one.
I think that's a major, isn't it?
So did you pass on the 6th time?
No, I still have.
No, he passed that time when he shouted.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he can't drive.
I can't drive. No.
Oh, I can't drive either.
That's not what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
I
tomorrow's show.
technically can,
Yeah.
but not really. I've written off 3 cars in 3 major car accidents. So.
Right, yeah. Well, I wrote off that car, but not in the way you think. It's no longer usable.
You actually haven't told you've told 2 car accident stories.
Told 1.
You've told 1.
Only 1.
Do you want to do a car accident story quickly? That'll be funny.
You're listening to XFM.
And now it's our recurring feature. How is this dude still alive?
I think with an audience who have already made it very clear how much they love safety, I'm not sure. Would you like a car?
Yeah. This will be a pleasant one about your life, not just recounting the Diana story.
Yeah.
Too early.
You're going to have to edit that one out, mate.
Can't edit out of history.
Nice. Although the Queen would like to. Am I right, guys?
Don't knock the mic because we're recording.
We had a very serious chat backstage about what we can and cannot say, and we have violated all of that conversation in approximately 3 minutes.
James.
Okay. Let's do the most recent one. I was driving, and here's the car.
For listeners, Matthew Crosby just moved a curtain. That's not in a euphemism for a dumping story. Sorry. James.
So lowbrow, so early. We
Sorry.
really promised ourselves.
I was with 2 other, a comedian and our friend in a car. I'm driving. It's a hire car. We're on a tour. It's the first day we've had the car. And we're following the promoter of the gig that night to the venue. And it's in Wales. It's this windy Welsh roads through the Welsh hills. And we all get trapped behind a log lorry.
Crosby?
This gig of the run, mate. They're doing their own joke. Brilliant.
A log lorry is,
It's any lorry I do my driving test in. That's what that is.
Andre the Giant after a feast. Just walk into the bathroom. Straight in the bath.
Thanks for
Andre, I don't
thanks for
understand
finishing
why
that
you
story.
still fill it with water. That's what I understand. Sure, you don't need to actually get in. Why is it a bubble bath?
And what is he doing to that duck?
So it's like a log lorry with about 100 full-length trees on the back of it. And my friend in the car in front of us just overtakes the lorry. Just does it. Just overtakes it. And gets away with it. Works. And we look and it's not safe. We don't do it. And we hang back for a while, but we don't know where the gig is without this guy. And our phones aren't. We haven't got any signal in these hills. So eventually, there's a really long straight of road, and we all agree it's safe, and we're going to go for it. And I started to overtake the lorry. Turns out that the hire car wasn't what you'd call an accelerator. It wasn't very good at picking up the old speed. And so we're kind of like trundling along the side of the lorry, but it's still a long way to go. There's no cars. It's fine. We're gonna overtake the lorry, obviously. No one ever doesn't overtake the lorry before. And as we approach the corner, we're still halfway. We had about a quarter of the lorry to go still, and we were approaching the corner, and 4 cars came round the corner head on with our car. And what I did was I very niftily drove in between the cars and the lorry. Just kind of really focusing, really keeping it. And I made it. Came out of the corner, hadn't hit anything, overtaking the lorry, going very well. And then the last car clipped us on the back of our car, just on the back right-hand corner. So we span in front of the lorry, and the lorry slammed into the passenger side of our car, pushed us down the road, up a grass verge, through a garden, through a greenhouse.
Amazing. Ferris Bueller was jumping at the same time in the background.
As we came down out of the garden, the lorry moved and drove over the front of our car and just took out the entire front of the car. Then the lorry flipped over. All 100 trees fell off of the lorry onto our car, and then kind of dragged us through a hedge into a field with logs at this point embedding themselves in the windshield of the car. I had a full-length tree basically stop there in the windshield and lift up the rest of the windshield beneath it. And we stopped there, and then we all jumped out the window. We had to run across the sea of logs and looked out, and no one was injured. No one was injured. Everything was fine. And the lorry driver, basically, this is tense stuff now. The lorry driver is the only person I've been involved in a car crash with who took a dislike to me. He got out of the lorry and he shouted over, because the logs were in between us, he couldn't get to us. So he very cleverly lured me in by going, "You guys okay? Hey, which one of you's the driver? Are you all right?" And I went, "Oh, I'm the driver." And he went, "You're a fucking prick, mate." Sorry, that was a good trick.
Round of applause from the health and safety conscious audience. Right, let's get on with the show. Now, obviously, we will come to your audience interaction on dumping stories, not car crash stories. That was a very strange start we didn't anticipate. But Matthew, each night you are a fan of celebrity autobiographies.
Every night I'm a fan, yes.
Yeah, and you've so far read from Lauren Goodyear.
I read from Lauren Goodyear.
And Cliff Richard.
I read her book and I still don't know who she is.
And Cliff Richard, who we're not going to start talking about now because half the show had to be edited out for legal reasons.
Producer Neil confiscated Cliff Richard's autobiography off me, so I didn't bring it into my collection here. I wasn't going to...
However, what's nice is that the name of the first person on here may elicit certain... People probably going to go down the same route. Sam Dando is the first person on these cards. So that'd be fun.
Cheers for teeing up the bit, Acaster.
That went down a lot worse than I thought it would.
After Craine's Diana material, what exactly were you expecting?
Right, let's get on with the celebrity autobiography.
Shit ourselves like that.
I'm going to read from Richard and Judy's autobiography. What I like about Richard, it's written chapter by chapter. Richard takes one, then Judy takes another, which is great. The Richard ones are the absolute best. Because it's proper like Accidental Partridge all the way through. You remember when he got done for shoplifting? His description of the shopping is just great. Here we go. So soon the trolley was full again, all the shopping bagged up with a couple of spare carriers to scoop up the odds and sods that always rolled out in the back of the estate car on the way home. Just unnecessary details. How many carrier bags? Anyway... So he packs up his bags and he says, "I paid the bill, exchanged a few words with the checkout girl and nodded to the supervisor, who I knew by sight and who'd been standing there for most of the time. Situation absolutely bloody normal, shopping done." That's actually That's actually how he writes. So I'm gonna level with you. I bought this in a charity shop the other day. I haven't finished it. And what I did was I went to the Pleasance Bar to have a little read through it to see which bit I'm going to read from, and I opened it on this page, which is Richard gets a vasectomy.
It fell open on the page of the vasectomy.
Yeah, whoever the previous owner was really liked this section. Really like old page.
Was it Judy?
It could have been, yeah. So, this is an incredible... I'll read enough of this to give you an idea of what is so incredible about his vasectomy. Judy drove me to the clinic, and we went into a waiting room where there were about 10 other guys. As usual, I was last on the list. I always am. I'm feeling sorry for himself even more so. There was no male bonding in that room. All the men looked pale, but their wives and girlfriends looked amused. One by one, they were taken away. When they came back, they all looked fine, and the rest of us waiting gradually cheered up.
How long does it take?
How long does it take for each person? I don't know. Look, I've not had it done.
Has anyone here... No,
has anyone had a vasectomy? Here's the thing. He was the last of 10. He's waiting there for a little while. He breezed in, feeling fine. The local anaesthetic did its stuff, and the scalpel went to work, cutting through the sac, holding the testes.
Oh, my word! This is the most lowbrow show I've ever been involved in.
This is a medical procedure. You are learning something, people.
Went to work.
Still,
all we're learning so far is that the testes are in a sack. And I'd like to think at least 50% of this room knew that already.
Well, this is incredible, right? So he goes, still fine, I was completely numb. Then the surgeon said, right, I'm just going deeper into the tissue now to get to the vas deferens, which is the tube we cut. No problem, I replied. But suddenly I started to feel something. It was like a very cold pinprick. Are you feeling that? He asked. Yes, I am, actually, I said. But it's okay if it doesn't get any worse. That's odd, he muttered. Have you had any sporting injury here? Not particularly, I replied. I was probably kicked in the balls quite a few times at school.
I think we can say that's for certain.
Yeah. And he said, you've got some old scar tissue around the tubes. That's blocking the anaesthetic. Sorry, this might get a bit rough. Basically, there's a 1 in 500 chance that that the anaesthetic won't take. And it's basically people who get kicked in the balls a lot can't have a vasectomy. It's incredible. So, yeah.
So Richard Madeley's been kicked in the balls
so many times
that his balls won't take anaesthetic.
His balls have managed, yeah. They're just so used to pain, they're just like, bring it on.
It's like a night out for his balls.
Yeah. Scalpel, how about size 10 DMs every day of the bloody week?
Oh, my God.
So yeah, there's some incredible... He says, suddenly it was as if someone had taken a 240-volt cable, strapped it to my bollock and pulled the switch.
Which is also something that happened at his school as well.
So he's... Oh, this is great. So, yeah, he said, I knew in that instant, if I was ever captured in a police state and had the old electrode treatment, I would tell them everything. Oh, yes.
Is that a likely scenario?
No, he's quite an open man, apparently. He's writing about his balls in a book. He'd already tell them everything. The old electrode treatment, I tell them everything. Oh, yes. Everyone I knew would go straight down the Swanee. I let out a blood-curdling roar and virtually took off from the table. The nurse burst into tears. He made a nurse cry. The pain in his balls was so bad it was hurting other people.
He's not specified whether those were tears of laughter or not. There's no way. I don't care how hardened a medical professional you are. There's no way if you see Richard Madeley get cut in the balls and scream, you don't immediately burst out laughing.
I'm just like I'm going to end it here because this is a lot more painful than it is funny. But the next phrase was the one that really struck me. The doctor soared on. I'm ever so sorry, old chap, he said, but I can't stop now. I've gone too far. Won't be much longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a general anaesthetic?
Well, apparently, most people don't need it, but he didn't answer. They ask a lot of questions about your sex life before you have a vasectomy, but they never ask, how popular were you at school? So that is Richard and Judy. It's a cracking read. It really is.
Well, have you got... there's nothing... I mean, we're not going to top the vasectomy thing, are we?
Do you want to read another chat?
Have you got anything more?
No.
I was just enjoying it a lot.
I mean...
No, that's fine.
I can read you more bits. No, the next bit's about Judy getting postnatal depression. That's not going to go anywhere. Let's.
They threw the vasectomy thing to lighten it up a bit.
Yeah. That's.
Well, there we go. That's astonishing. Matthew Crosby, thank you very much. Round of applause, Crosby. Now, Tom Craine, as the guest, you've been tasked with going through our audience's responses.
I have,
on Dumping Tales and PA.
They're a weird bunch. They really are.
So what have we got, Tom?
Sam Dando. This is...
where's Sam?
Yeah, let's find out where... I mean...
Are you applauding yourself?
That did sound like a girl. I think that was the...
and the sound of one person applauding...
Which is this in response to?
This is Dumping Tales. The sound of one person applauding is relevant to considering what you've written here. I was caught wanking, there we are, that's that sound, over her best friend's Facebook profile pic.
Oh my God!
Do not applaud that. Do not.
What's that applause for?
This is one of the strangest audiences you've ever played to. I was wanking over my girlfriend's best friend's Facebook profile picture. What a legend! Absolute hero.
That is unbelievable. Sam, where are you, Sam?
Yeah. Jesus.
What? So what? Take us through the story, Sam.
Yeah. Well, he lowered his trousers gently, I guess. Gripping the shaft with strength, but...
Yeah. No, wait. So,
keep
Sam,
going,
Sam. So, how long ago was this, Sam? 2 years ago.
What was the picture?
It wasn't a picture, it was your status
what
update.
was the picture?
Status updates.
The Tories are bad, you're so right. What did you do?
She's just been on holiday. You saucy devil.
Right.
You had the whole of the internet to use. Why did you pick the worst corner of it?
So where has she been?
Antarctica, in a big woolly... Oh, yeah, you wear the shit out of that hoodie. So warm. So, she looks so snug.
So Sam, where has she been?
I'll bet it was somewhere hot, mate.
What was the photo?
A bikini. Oh, you're a teenager.
And so what happened when she caught you? Some
highly charged eye contact.
If you didn't hear that, he said there was some highly charged eye contact.
Is your girlfriend one of the X-Men? What the fuck's going on?
That sounded like a sentence from Richard Madeley's book.
Oh, that is brilliant. Well done.
So there was some highly... So how long before one of you spoke? Where were you? In your room?
Oh,
and
God.
why... Was she out and she'd come back and you didn't realise? Or you tried to repress it? This really... Did you know you'd written it or did it just happen?
Did you, minimise it and make it look like you're doing a spreadsheet? What happened? What did you at work? No, I'm not doing that. I just really love admin.
A mum's Facebook pops up.
So what happened, Rich? So what happened?
Is that how you climax always? I don't know what's...
What was your defence? Did you try and weasel out of it, or did you go, that you've caught me...
Red-handed?
Yeah, with my pants down.
Was there any attempt to save the relationship? Not really.
Are you now
was there any
dating
attempt
her?
to move on to the best friend?
Did you attempt to change your relationship just there and then, as soon as you're on Facebook?
Yeah. He's in a relationship, but it's
He
complicated.
doesn't speak much, but when he does, it's fucking good.
Gold.
Bullseye every time.
Old Ole Gunnar Solskjaer pops up when you're least expecting it. Right. Well, I think that is. I mean, we've set the bar very high. Tom, well, not well done. No.
Yeah.
No,
Well done
shame
for
on
admitting.
you.
Yeah.
Awful.
Tom, any more?
Yeah, we've got so many weird things here. Sue Inglis.
Not as confident as Sam.
Yeah.
What's the topic?
It is once again Dumping Tales. And she says that another boyfriend, there's a first story, but it's weak.
Wow. Boo. Shame on you,
The
Craig.
second one is gold.
Yeah.
Another boyfriend dumped me and had an erection the whole time. And that was Sam Dando.
Just don't think it's working out.
What was the name again?
Sorry, Sue Inglis.
Sue. So what was the name? What was the event? Where were you? You were in his flat.
And he was ready for that next person, wasn't he? He was queued up already.
Probably, yeah.
Oh, what a shit. What was his name?
One more day. See,
Right,
James
that was not me.
Acaster. Another classic scrape.
Yeah. He said, I nearly got hit by a log lorry. I really...
Yeah, to be honest, I do. Yeah, anytime I'm breaking bad news to anyone, I just get a bonus. Absolutely fair enough. Could be me.
Have you heard about have you heard when the comedian Ellis James went round to a girl's house to dump her, and he didn't have the guts to do so straight away? 'Cause the rule is, obviously, when you're going to dump someone, you need to get into the conversation straight away. You can't digress. I think he watched Cocoon 2 with her.
Yeah. He did, yeah.
Because it was on, and then she was like, do you want to come to bed? He was like, about that?
Yeah. You know how
And
those
she
people...
went, have you been sat throughout Cocoon 2?
You know how those people have people in their old age? Well, you're going to be alone, which is my link here.
Any more?
There's loads here. Yeah. Okay.
One more?
Another
For
dumping
now?
one? Should we go with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I like this one. This is quite sweet. This is from Blondstaff, who I spoke to Crosby about this earlier.
Blondstaff?
I think might be in Game of Thrones. I don't know who that is.
Who's Blondstaff?
Who's Blondstaff? Have I mispronounced
There he is, Captain Nerd himself.
It does say I'm 14. Please don't embarrass me. I'm so
God,
sorry.
I'm sorry for what's about to happen. Which subject's this on?
This is Dumping Tales, which at the age of 14 is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So was Blonde Staff the Blonde Staff?
Yeah, blonde. I'm guessing Blondstaff isn't top set English.
I'm starting to guess why you might have got dumped. Let's carry on. I don't know how to say your fucking name.
How are you spelling it?
It's BLON, and there's a letter that could be a
that
G.
a Y?
I don't know. Probably best to ask him, I think, really. What's your name? The questions will get harder, I'll be frank.
You do know he's put his hoodie, the hood of his hoodie up. You do know we can still see you. I know you're only 14, but the Harry Potter invisibility cloak is not real.
So what is your name, sorry? Benedict.
Oh, is that like your D&D name? My name is Benedict, but when I play Dungeons and Dragons, they call me Blondstaff.
Listen to Crosby try to connect with the kids. Is this your D&D name?
Little dude.
So what's the story?
Okay, this one here says, this is really sweet. She dumped me because I gave her baked beans on her birthday. Well done.
Also put a smiley face at the end of that. Why did you show a smiley face?
Was it like... In my defence,
Yeah.
was it like a big tin of beans?
What brand are we talking? Heinz? Yeah. That's one of her 5 a day,
one of
mate.
the big
She doesn't know
ones,
she's
or one
fucking
of those-
born.
But that
One of
was
those little ones or the big one?
A little tin, the little like individual serving. Well, that sends out the wrong message already.
But do you mean you made her beans on toast, or you actually just that was her present? That was her birthday present.
How did you think it was going to go down?
Yeah.
What else had you spent your pocket money on?
So how old were you? 14. How long ago was it? A month.
A month ago.
I have another question. Are you sat between your parents? Because I've never seen
You're
two
sat
people...
between your parents.
I've never seen two people move further away from anyone in their life. As soon as he started speaking, they just went fan left, fan right. The safety wheels have come off the bike. The kid's got to learn how to ride alone.
Why did you think that was a good idea, by the way? What was the thinking? Oh, it was a joke present.
What was the book?
Cooking for One. You made your own bed, blonde stuff. You made your own bed. Tell you what, though, I got married last year, and someone...
All right, twist the knife.
Good night, everyone. Somebody texted me, like, out of these three things, before the wedding, what do you prefer, peanut butter, mustard, or ketchup? On the wedding day, he'd bought myself and my wife a big jar of peanut butter.
What?
What the hell was he thinking? Imagine if he said mustard. Imagine if he showed with mustard on a wedding day, which was the first draft of the Alanis Morissette lyric.
Was it like cash and carry and just...
I think he just went he went like a... I mean, I think he also sort of works within the service industry, so probably just got it for free.
But that's not the worst present. We went to my friend's New Year's party, and my friend Ollie, whose nickname at school was... No, we all took, you were all supposed to take something, and so he said, well, I'm not going to take a bottle of wine or alcohol, because everyone's going to bring that. So he brought a toilet brush that shot out little bits of toilet duct cleaning water, and he turned up and wondered why no one would speak to him.
That's a good present. What did you get for Christmas last year, Nish?
Oh, is this they don't celebrate Christmas joke?
No.
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 Oh, all right, Bernard Manning.
We do celebrate Christmas. We call it Honky Diwali, that's all.
We are moving. It is your time, actually, Nish, to take over. So, good morning, Nish.
Good morning, or is it?
That's his catchphrase. Cheer it.
That's the most reluctant cheer I've ever heard. That guy got more for wanking off on his girlfriend's best mate. People like me do my catchphrase. I was like, I was masturbating over my girlfriend's friend. Woo!
You should have said, don't take any photos. They fucking love that.
His is an unwise T-shirt, though, isn't it, really? He can't have, I was wanking over my girlfriend's mate.
Nish, each show you're a fan of conspiracy theories.
Absolutely mad for them.
Yeah, absolutely mad for them. And each time you bring one to us, and we will decide whether it was true or false. What was the one last night that we rejected as false?
Don't make me more bleeps.
No.
Okay,
a high street chain that dispenses fried poultry
in a bucket.
Yeah. And maybe run by somebody formerly who may have served. Nando's. They had been injecting their produce with a toxin that caused impotence, but only in black men.
What's happening, white people?
We ruled it wasn't true. So what have you got tonight?
Tonight, I've got an absolute doozy. So obviously, what we're trying to do is do some ones that might be a little too racy for the morning show. So here we go. J. Edgar Hoover's homosexual hit squad assassinated JFK.
Whoa.
This is a complicated one, so I'm just going to plough through all of this, right? This conspiracy theory hinges on the work of original FBI leader J. Edgar Hoover, although it's not new that many people believe that Hoover and other political leaders plotted the assassination of JFK to be carried out under an FBI directive. The twist
How much have you got to say? Because you're going really fucking fast.
There's a lot here. The twist of this story adds more mystery. In this hypothesis, the men who murdered JFK wore street clothes to carry out the hit. As soon as the assignment...
What are street clothes?
Just like, T-shirts with
jeans.
slogans on them. That. Just usual clothes, right? As soon as the hit was carried out, contend these believers, the assassinators... Not a word. Not a word. I don't have a joke about this, but come on, guys. If you're going to make stuff up, at least know the correct nomenclature. Change their clothes to flamboyant colours and styles. Nomenclature is the word that means...
Correct
My show
words.
is called Ruminations on the Nature of Subjectivity, so it's not a surprise.
So it won't be very good.
Yeah.
Can I make what?
These assassinators changed their clothes to flamboyant colours and styles in an attempt to appear homosexual.
What, is that cover story?
Yeah.
It couldn't have been me. I was gay. I was being gay.
Hoover's supposed reasoning was that people who were dressed in everyday clothes could be detained and questioned for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, but that homosexual men would be ignored based on the assumption that gay men could not commit crime. Now, I did not know that was an assumption.
Bloody hell. So is that how the village people were formed?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy, the Native American, was behind the grassy knoll the whole time.
Surely the gay cop is the perfect cover, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's right. My favourite sentence about this is, while the mystery of JFK's death is still unsolved, this could be a possibility. So just the idea that no one knows means it could be secret gay hitmen. Sorry, assassinators.
Any views, guys?
Do I think that's true?
It is actually one of the theories that's alluded to and not dismissed outright in Oliver Stone's film JFK, which a historian friend of mine, who has never sworn before the entire time I've known him, described as fucking bullshit. So,
is this because gay men will never be seen anywhere near a grassy knoll? Okay.
I want to know what gay people are meant to dress like.
apparently flamboyant.
Classic.
Also, like, there's loads of film of the JFK assassination, and at no point do you see in the crowd just a bunch of dudes dressed as women. I really feel like that would have come up if in the Zapruder film in the background there'd just been a bunch of people doing the YMCA in full drag.
I like the thought of two people doing an assassination while holding hands as well. That's quite nice. Just for instant cover, just throw their guns away and like, we're gay. We're really gay, and we couldn't have possibly done this. I love people of my own gender. It's like,
and then one of them gives the other one a tin of beans.
yeah. Happy birthday, baby.
Matthew, do you believe? I mean,
No, of course not.
no, of course.
I
The problem with this bit is normally Neil would kind of entertain it, but in front of an audience, you don't really want to entertain. Because do you believe this, Neil?
Of course not.
Well, I'm the one who's going to have to stand up for the fucking theory.
Well, let's hear it then.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you know who Grassy Knoll is, but he's quite the player on the gay scene. I don't know. No, I have no reason to believe.
My only thing with this is it's no more ridiculous than any of the other JFK conspiracy theories, particularly one.
No, it is.
Yeah, it's much more ridiculous.
Yeah. Kevin
It's
Costner
much more
wouldn't have made a
ridiculous
film
than
out of this
it just
thing.
being a lone gunman who's a bit of a mental. Like if someone said to me, do you think it was Lee Harvey Oswald or an undercover bunch of homosexuals who were dressing flamboyantly?
Absolutely, yes, I believe that.
He was in the book depository, wasn't he, Oswald? Is that right?
Yeah. But this is the second, so the whole theory is he was in the book depository, and then there's a
Reading
second
a book
gunman.
about homosexuality.
Or gun women. Not prejudiced.
Should have just been reading, like, Tipping the Velvet or something. He would have got out of it.
It's an incredibly niche literary reference.
Tipping the Velvet is a book about lesbians, and it was made into a TV. Look, it was a really accurate... Okay.
I think that draws a line under the conspiracy theory. So we're all rejecting it?
I think so.
Nonsense.
Changing my mind. True. Definitely.
Nish, we're going to have to reject it, I'm afraid. You failed 3 times live.
Yeah, I know.
It's because you're going too obscene.
Cool. That's a review of my current Edinburgh show.
Now, John Robbins joins us normally, but he's got a cold. But he will be replaced by Tim Key, who, you know, is probably a better booking, isn't he? So normally, John Robbins, we play a quiz in which John Robbins, he goes head-to-head with someone on their specialist subject and his specialist subject. And I texted James today and said, what is your specialist subject? To go head-to-head with John Robbins.
Is it Tipping the Velvet?
First answer is lesbians.
You've done the research.
Yeah.
James, what did you say was your specialist subject?
My specialist subject is Saved by the Bell.
So I've prepared you 5 questions on Saved by the Bell. Now, because you can't go head-to-head with John Robbins, I thought, is there an audience member that feels they are a authority on Saved by the Bell? No.
I just heard someone say, what's Saved by the Bell? I don't know if they're... Oh, hang on a sec, over there.
Yeah, there's a lady with her hand up.
Do you think you're an authority on Saved by the Bell? Saved by the Bell, if you don't know, was a 90s teen school... You up?
Yes, thank you.
How would you describe it, James?
Life-changing.
If you had to describe it, so how would you describe it to somebody who didn't know what it was?
It is a tale of 6 teenagers at a Bayside High. That's the name of the high school, and they're just getting all sorts of japes, and they're just the kind of classic characters you would have at high school. There's Zach Morris, very cool kid, gets all the girls.
Let's not give away too many facts. What's the name of the girl that's the expert? What's the name of the girl who's an expert on Saved by the Bell? Sophie. Would you like to go head-to-head with James on Saved by the Bell? Can we please have a round of applause as we welcome to the stage Sophie?
Sophie, come down.
Come on down, Sophie. So I have 5 questions to go head-to-head. If you'd like to sit on the stool, Sophie. You get your own seat, yeah? Oh, my God. Yeah, you already had your own seat. So how many... Have you seen all of Saved by the Bell? Yeah. Have you ever used a microphone before?
Yes, I have.
Liam Gallagher here.
Liam Gallagher again.
MTV Unplugged. That's amazing.
Okay, so Sophie, we've got 5 questions. We've got 2 questions each, and then we will be going head to head on a final game.
No peeking, Sophie.
No peeking.
I can't read his writing anyway. It's fine.
All right.
Oh, 1 point to Acaster.
So, just as to film it, how long have you been watching Saved by the Bell?
Well, it's not on anymore.
It's not on anymore. 1 point.
You're getting rinsed.
All the
there,
questions are disguised.
Yeah, Sophie, you're a little on the sarcastic side.
This is like a
Who
bloody...
do you think you are? AC Slater?
This has turned into a bloody roast, doesn't it?
Okay, so there's 4 questions originally. 2 each. James, would you like question 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
4. How many of the original 6 Saved by the Bell teenagers made it to Saved by the Bell the college years? There was a genuine intake of breath from some people there.
Very good question, Josh. Okay. Lisa Turtle.
Don't show your workings because you might give away other answers.
Oh, is it because we get passed over to Sophie?
No, but there's other answers that you might...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Basically, what we can establish is one of the questions are, what are their names? Because every time... Every time James goes to mention a name, Josh's like, whoa, 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 whoa! Back up the truck, matey!
Don't back up the truck, James. We know what happened last time you went near a truck.
No fatalities. Is this like... Because the college years...
We haven't got all night, mate.
Some of them dipped into it later on. This is the only thing I'm... Okay, I'm going to say...
Just to be clear, according to Wikipedia, at 10:28 p.m. this evening, how many of the 6 made it to college?
Yeah.
Core cast.
Good to know you've done your research the same way they do it for Mastermind.
Wouldn't have won if that was the case, mate.
4.
1 point to James Acaster.
Oh. Well done.
Very strong.
Sophie?
I'm terrified.
You're 1, 2, or 3?
2.
You've had a fucking nightmare. And these do get passed over. What was the original name for the pilot of Saved by the Bell?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
No, incorrect.
she was the first one in the Parent Trap. I can't remember what is her name.
No, whoa. No, it's not.
Pilot is in the
Pilot
first
is a pilot episode.
Not the person who flew a plane into Saved by the Bell.
Not
The pilot is not a
who
character.
Who
In the
flew
tragic-
them to school every
In the
day.
tragic final episode where a plane crash happens.
God, it's like
It was Ted McGinley flying that plane.
it was like
Mr.
the
Belding never
dance-a-thon
saw
or
it coming.
something.
It was called what, sorry?
Like the dance-a-thon or something.
The Dance-a-thon.
Something like that. The
is the
first one,
first
they did like a
episode,
dance
yeah.
competition.
Oh,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Incorrect,
talking
but
about?
it's...
It was
James?
a dance competition. I think maybe it'll be named after the dance that they did.
No, let me be clear. Saved by the Bell, when it was a pilot is a test episode. wasn't called Saved by the Bell. It was called something else.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I completely misunderstood the question then.
Okay,
Yeah,
go on.
I thought you meant the episode. I'm going to allow
Wait,
Sophie
yeah, I
to
think
answer again.
Yeah, I think...
About to be really boring and pass. I've got no idea.
Oh, you passed. Okay.
Yeah.
James.
Bayside High?
Incorrect. I'll throw it open to the audience. Joe. Fucking was!
Oh! Nice. Well done.
Wow!
That's amazing.
Joe!
Yeah.
So I think we should give that as a point to the audience.
Amazing. Somebody's got 3G. That's impressive.
Can I just say
I didn't know
that
you were in.
That's our friend Jo, and all she bought for entertainment for the whole of the Edinburgh Festival this year is the entire DVD box set of Saved by the Bell. I didn't know she was in. She really should have volunteered.
Yeah. It should be Joe.
Yeah,
really.
why didn't
Joe
you
is
volunteer for this?
incredibly good.
Joe,
at this.
come down and we'll have a 2 on this side like Blockbusters. Joe, round of applause for Joe, please.
Teammate, you need to come up.
We're not getting everyone on stage.
Everyone.
There'll just be one old guy sat there who's never seen Saved by the Bell.
Hello, Joe.
Unfortunately, you don't get
Joe,
your
you're
own
on, you're on the audience team. So, 2 questions left. James,
Yes, sir.
do you want 1 or 3?
1, please.
1, please. Name 1 film that a member of the cast of Saved by the Bell went on to star in.
Showgirls.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
2-1. Can you name any others?
Well, Screech did a number, didn't he, as well?
Yeah,
Right.
Saved by the
Right,
Smell.
Okay, so you're left with question 3. In his 2009 memoir, Dustin Diamond, a.k.a. Screech... sorry, let's start again. Dustin Diamond, in his 2009 memoir, Behind the Bell...
That is an unfortunate title.
Claims to have slept with how many women?
That's also Richard
And
Madeley.
I will have it to the nearest 100.
Oh.
None. Was your guess?
I don't know.
Have you ever used a microphone before?
It's that. Oh,
yeah,
no.
So confer.
I think it's none.
You think it's none?
No, it's loads. I've read it. It's
You've
loads.
read Behind the Bell.
It's on my Kindle.
You've read
Why did
Dustin
you not
Diamond's
watch it?
Behind the Bell.
Absolutely.
And you didn't think to volunteer when I said, is there an expert on Saved by the Bell?
It's like Joe's is too modest. She was like, this is amateur stuff. I'm not going to... Yeah,
you say
if
to
you
the
have a
nearest
kick-about in a
100?
park.
To the nearest 100.
So it's
The answer could be
800.
800.
No, that's too many.
That's too many. I'm going to have to pass it across. James?
200.
The answer was 2,000.
Wow.
No, it wasn't.
there is absolutely no way.
That was genuinely the answer.
2,000
Well,
women.
don't have a go at me. Dustin Diamond.
Josh,
was
you
the
did
main
not
one.
sleep with that many women, mate. Stop lying.
In which case, I'd imagine behind the bell, there's some kind of rash.
It's 2-1 to James, but now we enter the final section. There's 7 points at stake.
Oh, God.
We're going to go left to right. I want the full names of the 6
Told you.
6 people,
Yep.
or the principal. Starting with James.
Zach Morris.
1 point.
Richard Belding.
Richard Belding
Principal.
is correct. James is suddenly shitting himself.
What did you say for the first one?
He
Zach
said
Morris.
Zach Morris.
Okay, what was the easiest?
Yeah, well...
She is getting inside your head, Acaster.
Here's the thing, though. I thought I would get rid of the easy ones so that you're left with the hard ones. Doesn't that make more sense? I don't think you just go for the hard one straight away and go, haha, wriggle out of that one, and leave them with Zach Morris whenever they want.
That's a much better... That's made a very good point.
You don't get points for how original it is. Richard Belding was an absolute suicide move.
You've had a fucking nightmare.
I've forgotten what the question is. Is it just...
You've forgotten what the question is. So you just said Richard Belding.
Out of nowhere.
I think I focused too much on you saying the principal. Did you even say that? I don't know.
Right, James.
AC
The score is
Slater.
3-2 currently. James.
AC Slater.
No, I said full name.
You are an asshole. Can I change and do a different one?
No, it's passed across, so that's a miss from James.
Lisa Turtle.
Lisa Turtle, it's 3-all.
Kelly Kapowski.
4-3.
Jessica Spano.
I've got Jessie Spano, but I presume it's short for Jessie.
Yeah, Jessica.
It's short for Jessica.
Okay, cheers.
I thought you wanted to call.
Oh, Sophie wants to win so bad.
So, we are left with 2.
Samuel Screech Powers.
Correct. So what's the score, Neil? 5-4
5-4
to Acaster. This is to level it.
What's the question?
The question is
All this
that basically the question it comes down to save the game and draw it.
So if you're
What is AC Slater short for?
is it air conditioning?
Well, you've ruined it.
I have no idea. Alexander.
No.
Something cooler.
It's got to be, I think it's embarrassing, isn't it? That's why he used the short.
Embarrassing Slater.
No. No, as in like the AC is embarrassing. That's why he doesn't say it. Oh,
We're going to have to throw it open to the audience to save. I mean, to be honest, if there's a third expert.
What it did say by the bell.
Unless Mario Lopez, the actor that played AC Slater, is here.
him.
You love him?
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't got the time for this.
His Twitter account's
anyone?
amazing.
It was Albert Clifford.
See, I told you it was embarrassing.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
James, you've managed to defeat the audience on Saved by the Bell. That was actually a lot more exciting than I thought.
As soon as Williams got involved, I was so scared. I had many chats with Jo, and she knows everything about Saved by the Bell.
Well, she doesn't know what AC Slater stands for. We now, let's just have a little bit of audience interaction. A couple of the audience...
Yeah, of course. Okay, should we move on to weird things?
Tim Key.
All right, Tim.
Round of applause for Tim Key.
Hey.
Perfectly timed, thank you.
I'm not going to get a drink, am I? Oh,
No.
I'm having a tea. Thanks, mate.
I'm all right, Simon. You can have mine. I'll have this. It's fine.
Okay, now, a bit of audience interaction, Tom Craine. The 2 topics, Tim.
What, as in you want one of the... Yeah.
Yeah, you're sitting on that thing, yeah.
That's how slick this is.
Chair.
Say a bit
Tom.
of audience interaction, Tom Craine, like I've just got a banter with him.
No.
Okay. Okay, well, let's move on to weird things you've heard on a tannoy. Let's do that, yeah. Okay.
Weird things you've heard on a tannoy.
Okay, there's someone here called John Davies. There's a...
John Davies, over there,
Hello,
yeah.
how you doing? Right, John Davies apparently heard over a tannoy. Could the guy in the biscuit aisle please make a decision?
John, were you the guy in the biscuit aisle? It was a homeless guy. Well, that's changed the story.
Yeah.
What, please make a decision about what to do with his life?
Yeah, exactly.
Do they know the phrase "beggars can't be choosers"? Absolutely not fair.
That was...
Lovely bit of business.
Sorry, have you got John to plant the question so that you could do that joke?
Yeah. Thank you, John.
Any more, Tom?
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's go with... okay, I like this one. Tom Inman. Or Inman. Inman. Sorry, Inman. Sorry, I should know. Where's Tom Inman?
Over there.
Okay, cool.
Where were you when JFK was... No.
Tom Inman heard on a train... please buy a ticket for the train, as we have no way to check today, as our ticket officer is ill. That is so sweet.
James, we've had a train tannoy disaster.
We have.
It's quite a long story, actually, isn't it?
It's another near-death story again. Me and Josh were on a train, and the train suddenly started shaking quite a lot, and we noticed that there were we looked out the window, and there was like debris kind of spraying at either side of the train, and then it was rocks, and they started arching around the train, and the whole train was shaking, and the rocks were smashing the windows. And basically, what had happened is the wheels had dropped out of the train, and the train had just gone onto the ground. And it stopped after about 5 minutes, and then they
Never ever travel with James Acaster.
Are you a character in Final Destination?
I'm a recurring character, mate. I've been in all 6 of them. Yeah, so the train stopped, and then they made an announcement eventually, and the announcement was there was a fire alarm in the background of the announcement, and the announcement was, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just to reassure you, the train is not on fire." I repeat, the train is not on fire. What is happening is there's an awful lot of hot oil spewing onto an axle. And that made everyone a lot calmer. And then their next plan of action was they sent a lady down the aisle of all the trains with only one, which I think this is short-sighted, one packet of Fantastics or Tangfastics, whatever they're called, just handing them out going, do you want a Tangfastic? So they want a Tangfastic. And we were right at the end of the carriage, and we were like, well, we're getting cola bottles. This is bullshit.
Yeah. I've got a tannoy story.
Okay.
Hi. So this is a tannoy, but it doesn't involve a tannoy. But it's like a live. I went to. So it's like talking to do with talking rather than a tannoy.
Well, someone talking very loud. Is that
yeah.
what it is? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got a shouting story?
Yes. Someone shouted at me on the way here. No, I flew to Taiwan. You heard of Taiwan?
Yeah, I've heard of Taiwan.
It's about 3 weeks ago. And so it sort of coincided quite nicely with the typhoon in Taiwan that ultimately, horrible phrase, but took a plane down. And we got on the plane we tried to cancel it, first of all, with our travel insurance, but they weren't that interested because we bought the travel insurance after we'd heard there was a typhoon. and then immediately tried to use the travel insurance.
Was this all in the same call?
It was all in the same minute. We'd bought tickets to go to Taiwan. We were going to fly to Taipei. Then we heard that there was a typhoon. And so then we wanted to not go on holiday because it would be a nightmare. So then I phoned up and we couldn't get out of it. So we then flew to Dubai. And then in Dubai there was a 5-hour delay because it was too dangerous and our plane was almost definitely going to crash. And then we got on the plane. So it's not tannoy, but it's like face-to-face with a stewardess, which is sort of nature's tannoy. And I got on this plane and said, so how is the typhoon in Taiwan? And what's the weather like in Taiwan? And she said, well, apparently the typhoon has calmed down a bit, but I don't want to jinx it.
Wow.
And she touched her head. You know how you sort of go touch wood and you touch your head? She didn't say, but she touched her head. And I sort of looked at her and thought, I mean, you can't sort of go, I'm not happy with your answer, so I'm not going to fly. So we then just sort of sat down, and it was a very miserable flight, a lot of turbulence. I literally got off the flight, and the other plane had crashed.
Which one were you on, James?
I was on the one that everyone walked away from laughing.
Do you remember
good story.
When Josh and I went to Thorpe Park once, and to give you
not as good a story.
Also, you can't just drop that bombshell and leave it.
That's the story. But to give you an idea of how brave we were, the phrase we heard most was, "Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the banana has come to a complete standstill." We heard that about 12 times in the hours we were there. So that's
Any jumping stories, Tom?
Yeah.
That's the other subject.
Jumping stories. Okay, let's go with this one here. Jim Clements. Is there Jim Clements anywhere? Hello, Jim Clements. This is the weirdest thing I've ever read. A Catholic cougar.
Keep talking.
Is that the Pope?
Keep talking. Another Google search.
Calm down, Dando.
A Catholic cougar dumped me over my project to construct a My Little Pony abattoir, is what Jim Clements wrote from his
Jim, what
dungeon.
the fuck are you talking about? You misunderstood.
Jim, that sounds like a fucking cryptic crossword clue.
What happened, Jim? It became addictive. Are you a psychopath?
Jim, did you assassinate JFK in a dress?
You've been inhaling the My Little Ponies a bit too much yourself, Jim.
I'm also fascinated to know what her Catholicism has to do with any of this story.
She puts the lotion on her.
So do My Little Ponies smell?
Yeah, like Protestants. That's the problem.
There we go.
Nice.
It's no thing that anyone else is... I've never heard of like kids breathing deeply on the manes of a My Little Pony.
Any more, Tom?
Shall I read that weird text I got? Remember that one?
No.
Too bleak.
Yeah.
This is probably
No,
the bleak...
please don't do it.
Okay, so... Amongst us, we described it as the funniest text anyone's ever received.
Yeah,
but for
it's
radio,
it's not for
unacceptable.
stage.
Okay, so... right, I will go
You could always
with...
you could read it out and then nip it out in the edit.
Yeah, but these people will hate him. Well, let's read. Do we want to hear Tom's text?
Okay, I'm not a bad person.
I've sorted this out. I've sorted this out, by the way. It wasn't going to get read.
Okay, Tom, how did you meet this girl?
She was on a programme called Signed by Jordan, where they had aspiring models who weren't tall enough to cut it. Went on there, and I tweeted her, and then...
That sentence sounds like a really weird alternative to the opening of Don't You Want Me by the Human League. You were working on Signed by Jordan when I tweeted you.
And, and then things happened, ruderies. And she, unfortunately, a few months in, this is quite bleak, got diagnosed with arthritis. Who's still with me, out of interest? And this is the text I got.
Can I just read a bit of Richard Bailey's vasectomy to lighten the mood?
Hey, Caster, tell us about another car crash.
Everything was on fire.
This is the text I received when she ended things. Hi, Tom. So I want to let you know that I've met someone in Wales who has arthritis too, so I'm with them now.
It is funny.
End of conversation. Bless you. And it took us 6 hours to send that. That is too dark.
How romantic.
Now,
holding hands on the beach. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry. That was pretty good.
Clinking. Have you got any dumping? No, any of the panel got? We haven't really thrown this one open. The panel got any dumping stories?
Dumping stories? No.
Okay.
I've been the bleakest thing that ever happened to me was I was walking through the dance floor of a nightclub in Newcastle, which is immediately a bad start to any anecdote. And as I was walking just through it, I was looking to see if I could find my friends. And
I imagine you weren't in that dance floor. You were just on a hike and you had the right to roam. So you were scouting through.
Well, I was walking through it and a girl just tapped me on the back. And I turned around and she went, no way, mate. I don't even know how that could possibly have happened, but presumably this lady was so full of herself that evening that she just thought every man was trying to have sex with her. She was just running around going, listen, I don't want you to put yourself out there. I just want it to be clear, I will never have sex with you. I just walked off.
You got given a number, didn't you, Tom, by a girl on...
Oh, yeah. I was sat on the tube and there was a girl sat opposite me. We kind of caught eyes in that romantic way people do. And then... Not like chucking up, not like a glass eye. Hey, good catch. She.
I've never caught eyes with someone on the tube.
No, not romantically. Yeah. Even in that romantic way people do. Never on the tube with everyone really moody and be like.
Well, you do that
Tom,
thing where...
I've caught eyes.
Yeah. You do that thing where you see them...
Was it with each other? Because this is a really heartwarming story to end this.
You've grown it out. You really have. Well, you kind of look at her and then you realise you kind of look at everyone else. It's that sort of situation.
I've never had that.
Right. Anyway,
what Tim means is he's looked at people on the tube.
Yeah.
Quite hard.
Stared at girls.
Yeah, he stared at girls on the tube.
I was looking at her.
You know the way you stare at girls on the tube.
So this girl looked back.
She gave me her number when she got off the tube, and then I went home. And I realised she'd given me 10 digits. She wrong-numbered me apropos of nothing. So keen for me to know that she would never fuck me. She thought, what's the quickest way to deal with this? Let's give him a wrong number.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Did you phone... Did you knock the end digit off and phone it?
Did I knock the end digit?
No, she'd given him one too
little. Given me 10 digits. Yeah.
Oh, not enough?
Not enough.
So did you make 9 phone calls? Sorry. That's very bad maths. 10 phone calls.
Timky does the numbers.
Forgot the 5.
Also, if I'm pernickety, you don't know it's the last number she's missed out, so you'd have to do every phone call.
No, I know. Once you'd ruled that out, I wouldn't do the whole lot. But I'm just,
She'll be here eventually.
She might have got him. She might have said her number and then said 5.
Yeah.
In which case, I wouldn't have caught her actually.
Also, once you've tried out all the different options, one of them is going to go on a date with you. You ring all those people, one of them go, yeah, all right.
You didn't even need to get her number. You just needed to phone All
humans.
all humans.
Yeah. Jeez.
One more to end it, Craine.
One fine to end it. Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's go for maybe 2 seconds. Some of the. Okay. Yeah. This one's quite sweet. Weird things to hear on a PA. Oh no. Let's do this one. Dumping tales. Someone simply called Fran. Hello, Fran. Where are you, Fran? Do you like Russell Howard's Good News? Okay. Dumping tales. My housemate dumped her boyfriend by writing a haiku about their bad sex life on the flat fridge.
Wow. I think we may have a winner.
That is...
Let's go to the poet.
What am I doing?
No, just your views on that.
Oh, well, just the same as everyone's.
Yeah.
We're like humans.
Do you remember it?
I thought it was quite harsh.
Fran, do you remember how it went? Okay. That ends that.
Should still remember.
Write it down, though.
Yeah.
Was it definitely... Did you check the number of syllables to make sure it was a haiku?
Was it written in magnetic letters or... Whiteboard marker on the fridge? Was she made of money?
It's actually good that you said that, because otherwise writing on the fridge sounds like something that fucking My Little Pony guy would do.
One more, Craine, before...
Another one. Okay, sorry. You think I'd organise this in any sort of semblance of... Okay, right. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay. Well, this one's slightly different. Let's go to them. Okay, Holly, literally. I mean, that can't be your name, can it? Where's Holly, literally? Hello, Holly, literally. Is that your name, Holly, literally? What, you've acquired it?
Why? Do you say literally a lot?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're in a bad Comedy Central sitcom. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Holly literally says, I dumped a guy who told me he was as funny as Chandler Bing. He definitely wasn't. That's what Holly literally...
He told you he was as funny as Chandler Bing? As a chat-up line?
It depends what season.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Because in the later seasons, it was
Autumn.
really dull. It was really dull, Chandler Bing. He started off really good, and then as soon as the relationship with Monica started, it started getting really boring. Joey was pretty much solid all the way through. But
I think you may have picked the wrong show with Saved by the Bell, mate.
Ross was the best.
Ross was the best.
Yeah, but you only sort of learn that later, don't you? You always start... when you rewatch Friends...
If we're going to rank the Friends, and we are...
Yeah.
Ross?
Yes.
Rachel?
No, Phoebe.
Phoebe's
no,
bottom!
Oh, are you out of your fucking mind?
Phoebe's the bottom one, mate. Phoebe's
You
at the
think
bottom. What are
Phoebe
you
is
doing,
the second best friend?
I'm about to back Key up on
I'm
this.
going either way. I'm starting at the top and the bottom. We're meeting.
All right.
Phoebe, crap.
Yeah.
Ross. So now we're looking for second.
You're doing the accordion.
I've got something in mind for fifth.
Key, rank the Friends.
Okay, first, Ross. Sixth, Phoebe. Second, Joey.
No!
Are you fucking mental,
I'm not second. Nature's second. Fourth. Amazing. Third, I think we can all agree. And then... never seen it. Never watched it.
You've never watched Friends?
What's Friends? I would go... I'd probably go... this is actually what I'd go. Ross? Oh, but, it's just like it's
There are no wrong answers apart from the ones you've given so far.
Sure. Well, I'm going to mix it up a bit this time. So, first, Chandler. Ross. Ross. First, Ross. Phoebe.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Chandler. Screech. Are there more?
Maris.
Right, now, James, to bring us to the end, before Tim Key attempts to extinguish a flame with a gun, you each week have each show have a classic scrape, which you'll take us through a scrape from your sitcom-style life. You seem awkward.
I don't know what ones. Basically, with these shows, because we are allowed to do bluer stuff and stuff we weren't doing the radio. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I've got quite a few.
You could do one
Josh,
that involved Mike Wozniak.
Really, that one? Yep.
Or what have you got?
I've got Precious Little. So if you want me to do that one, I'll talk about that one.
It's a great scrape.
I'll do this for Josh. This may or may not show me in a good light. But remember, guys, I survived multiple car crashes.
You're like the white version of Samuel L. Jackson in Unbreakable.
Yeah.
Not a reference any of us are getting on board with. So let's get on with the scrape.
You also caused multiple car crashes. So it's potato.
Yeah, you know. So, okay, this happened. When was this? This was like probably
4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Four, 5 years ago.
I'm 24, 25. I've just moved to London, and I'm going for a quiet drink with my friends Josh Widdicombe, Henry Packer, and Mike Wozniak.
Legends.
Yeah, lovely people.
I was probably busy.
Nish was
When
very
was it?
busy.
Was it 2009? 2000? Yeah, I was
Yeah.
busy.
We've been ringing Nish all night. He wasn't answering his phone. So we're there, have a drink. It's nice. Got quite drunk, I'd say. And then Packer managed to get us an invite to a house party where we didn't know anyone. And I still don't know to this day how he did that. I don't know how he did it. He went to the bar, he came back, we're going to a house party. And next thing I knew, I was at a house party. I didn't know anyone there. I was sitting on the sofa, and I was feeling uncharacteristically confident. Very confident at this house party, sitting there, and a lady came up and started speaking to me. And what I meant to say to her while she was talking was just like, I wanted to tell her that I would like to kiss her. That's what I wanted to say. And instead of doing it in a clumsy way, I did it in a way that sounded really confident and arrogant, but not deliberately. It was just, I was so drunk. I literally just went, she was halfway through a sentence, and I went, sorry, just so you know, I'm going to try and kiss you in a minute. Carry on with the story. like I was a proper, player. Which wasn't how it was meant to sound. I was trying to be polite. And I came across yeah, I fucking continue with your story, but we all know where this is going.
Did she continue with her story?
Huh?
Did she continue?
Carry on with the story.
Did she make the story longer?
She did. Yeah. The story was an amazing saga.
So just to reiterate, I was.
This girl's fucking omnibus.
No,
here.
the sky wasn't azure. It was sort of more. She told a story, and then she told another story and another one because I forgot that I'd said what I had said. It slipped my mind, and I just got into the stories. And then she went, sorry, did you not say you were going to kiss me at some point? And I went, because I was like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. So I was like, yeah, it's coming later.
And that's...
You just hang back and you keep telling those stories because
and that's how J.K. Rowling came up with Harry Potter.
all booked in one night. I helped that lady out.
Can I just say, it might be the beer talking, but I really want to kiss you right now. This is, whatever it is you're doing, it is
Matthew,
working
stop you there.
fucking
Stop you there.
Yeah.
I'm going to kiss you in a minute. I was supposed to say, you know, later on.
I'm a married man.
You carry on. So... She said, so I did eventually, I kissed her because she called me on it. She went, I don't think you are going to kiss me, you know. So I was like, well, I will prove it by cleverly kissing you.
Just when you say lady, that does make her sound about 50.
Yeah, so, okay, she was probably, I was, 24? She was probably 23. Okay, on with the story.
Catholic cougar.
She was a Catholic cougar. Just come out of a relationship with a man who'd done some fucked up stuff to some ponies. And that was what most of the stories were about, so I didn't stop her. I was like, no, go back. Are you sure they're addictive? I don't think that's true.
And that guy, he's in prison now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. He's not allowed in public society. Of course not. So we had a kiss, and then she said, I don't live far from here. Let's go back to mine. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So we left, and when we walked out of the house, we stopped and we kissed against the wall of the house for quite a bit. Quite probably, I would describe it as, from my part, eagerly, overly eager. Considering how cool I tried to play it up until that point, I really gave the game away when I was so happy to be kissing a girl.
I'm glad you said overly eager and not just eagerly like an eagle.
Yeah, I wasn't swooping down at her from above
with talons. You didn't.
Yeah.
Can I fill in what actually happened?
You can describe to people what. I thought
Acaster thought he was kissing up against a wall. What he was kissing up against was the window of the party.
Yep.
So we were stood in the kitchen while
by the way, it's not a small window. It's not a small window. The whole wall was a window.
God. Was a kind of frame of you and her pressed up against the window.
This must be one of those glass walls, I reckon.
Smooth bricks.
These bricks are so slippy.
Mike Wozniak, in the party, the most adult of the party, interjected by leaning over and just pulling on the blinds so they came down.
What a gent.
Apparently to the disappointment of all the other parties. Was the most fun they'd had all night. I would like to say that the scrape stops there. It doesn't. It got way worse. We went back to the flat. She was a student at the time. She'd come over. She was living in student residence, and we got to her dorm. Is that a thing?
Yeah, dorm,
and, and we're outside, and she went, we can't go in there because I've got a roommate. It's a tiny room, and and she's asleep at the moment. We can't go in there. I said, okay. And she said, there is, however, it's about 3 a.m. She said, there's a kitchen on this floor that everybody shares.
Shares.
And if you like, we can go in the kitchen. And I said yes, because we were there. It would be weird if I said no. No, you go to bed and I will return to the party where everyone's just seen me getting off with you against a window. So what happened in the kitchen stays in the kitchen. There was a point where she left me on my own in the kitchen, and I don't know if you've ever been in a kitchen before on your own, knowing that you're possibly about to have sex, and you are looking at all the stuff in the kitchen, trying to decide what the best surface is.
Where to write your haiku, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's a very rough chopping board and stuff like that, and a sink. There was an IKEA sofa that was very small, very tiny, and I thought that's the softest thing in here, but I'm very gangly and I don't think I can fit on
I don't
there.
think you can be fussy if you found a sofa.
Yeah, but
it was in the kitchen.
It was so small.
There was one 4-poster bed.
I'm astonished that the chopping board was in play at all. Well, there's a sofa, but on the other hand,
I'm going to fuck you in a beaker.
Open this dishwasher
this colander looks roomy.
What I figured out with the sofa was that, because it was quite small, I knew that I wouldn't be able to fit on the sofa really. So while she was out the room, I figured out that if I grabbed one of the armrests and with my hands and rested my ankles on the other one, I could kind of do push-ups. Kind of like that. And she walked in on me practicing.
Oh my God.
Proud of that.
What state of undress were you in at this point?
I was fully clothed, and but I had to explain to her, look, this is I'm thinking of you. It's for your good as well as mine.
I think Dando said I was thinking of you.
So we did that, and then afterwards, obviously I was.
It happened.
We still, remember the Casanova I was back at the party. She thought maybe he's still that guy deep down. Maybe there's still an element of that. So stayed over, and we went into her room, and it was a really tiny room. There were 2 beds and a very slim aisle in between the beds, and her roommate was asleep there. And as we were
on the other bed, not in the aisle.
No, not in the aisle, in her bed. And we were creeping in, and the lady said to me, she pointed at her roommate asleep, and she went, "It's her birthday tomorrow." And I went, "Look, I've already had sex with you. I don't know. I know you're admiring my skills on the small sofa, the tiny sofa, but we went to sleep in her bed. And when I woke up, I was basically, there's so little room in there, so she was asleep next to me, and I was like half out of the bed with my leg in the aisle, and her roommate's head just there next to me asleep. And I wasn't prepared for that. I kind of turned around and sort of did a bit of a like that, and which woke the flatmate up, and she looked at me, and then I just went, "Happy birthday?" And she just rolled her eyes and went back to sleep. It was like, oh, again, and then went to sleep. And then me and the lady went for a coffee.
Give her a name.
We never exchanged names.
Right, you exchange numbers. You don't exchange names.
I know that's bad.
Names is very natural.
10-digit number. I guessed for weeks. But we left the flat, and this is always Josh's favourite part of the story. It's a bit weird.
It's so good.
We left the flat, and we thought we were going to go for some a drink together. And as
breakfast.
For breakfast, yeah, sure. And
a breakfast drink.
On the way to the cafe, for most of the journey, we were chased by I think a Yorkshire Terrier wearing a T-shirt that said "I heart bones" on it.
No, I wouldn't have predicted that.
With its owner just shouting from down the street for it to come back, and it just like scampering behind us. There's a pink T-shirt that said "I heart bones," and it's both of us like we go, "I don't really know what to do with this." And the doctor's really like, "You've been bad." And then we went to, and we had a drink at a cafe, and I got a Snapple, which is American juice there, where and you pop the top, and on the top there's always a fact on the inside. And the fact that I had was the average human being spends 2.5 weeks of their life kissing. And I saw that, she said, "What's your Snapple fact?" And for some reason, I thought, I don't want to sound sleazy, like I'm trying to. I thought that if I told her the fact, it'd be like, well, hey. Apparently, the average human being spends 2.5 of their weeks kissing. How about me and you do that in one go? Yeah, so something. I thought I would sound like a sleaze. So I just went, "Oh, nothing." And she was like, "No, what did it say?" And I went, I'm not telling you. She was like, "Why aren't you sharing?" And it was really awkward for the whole thing. She was like, "Why? Just tell me what." I was like, "No, I'm not telling you." And eventually I went, "Fine, I'll tell you." And then I just made up a fact. I just said a fact that I'd heard at a pub quiz instead. And it says armadillos are the only other animal besides humans that can catch leprosy.
Really?
That is true. That is true, but it would never be on the inside of a Snapple.
It's not far off. That's quite close to a Snapple fact.
Yeah. But that was never wanted to see me
That's
again.
great. Was like the third Lord of the Rings movie. It's like every time you thought it ended, there was another better ending.
Yeah. But you're still convinced it's ended?
Yeah.
And then no, that is the end.
Did you ever hear from her?
No, never heard from her again. I don't blame her.
James Acaster, everyone! Now. To end the show, this came about between Tim and James. When Tim was on the XFM show, you told an anecdote about when you'd...
Your face.
Just my face. That's literally just my face. He's noticed.
You'd gone on a date with a girl to a fun fair.
Yeah, I went on a date. I went on a date with a girl to a fun fair. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have interrupted.
And what happened?
Well, this was in Ukraine, which is a sort of weird country, and I
People are aware of Ukraine considering what's going on at the moment.
What's going on?
I'm starting to recognise the exact look in producer Neil's eyes when he goes, I'm going to have to edit that out tomorrow.
I went on a date with a girl who's quite mystical.
Yep.
What's the word?
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Imaginary.
Well, the point being, she had dyed hair. We went to a fairground, and I don't know if you guys have ever been to a fairground in Ukraine, but they're a bit different from our ones. And there was their equivalent, I suppose, of Hook the Duck was a sort of very, I hate to use a horrible phrase, but sort of fairly primitive game, which was to shoot. They gave me a rifle, basically. And I had to, and they had a candle, and I had to shoot the flame off the candle to win a sort of Ukrainian version of a teddy bear. And so,
what was that?
A teddy bear. So they gave me a gun, an air gun, and the candle was miles away, and I took the gun, and I'm with the spiritual girl, and I take aim, and I'm not very good at these sorts of things. I can't do anything, and I just
when you say these sort of things, what other sort of things like shooting a candle?
Yes, things that involve aiming, Matthew.
I apologise.
I'm very bad at aiming, and so I just thought, well, it's a fairground game. I'll lose the fairground game, fine, and we'll sort of I'll try and rebuild it with just sort of flirting. So they gave me
telling her that you might kiss her in a minute.
Yeah.
Was there an IKEA sofa handy?
So I got the gun, and I didn't really expect much from myself, and I picked the gun up, and I aimed at the candle, and I fired it just once, and I extinguished the flame from about, I would say, for the anecdote's sake, about 20 metres. And in actual terms, feet. and 10. So I shot it and put the candle out. And I told this anecdote to Josh on his radio show, and it went better than this. And so he said, well, come along to the...
No, James
let's
said
reenact it.
James.
I said, please do this live in Edinburgh, and Neil instantly started worrying about health and safety.
And actually, the health and safety stuff was quite dormant for about 2 months, and then today it's really picked up.
So what do we have, Neil?
Well, can I ask you a direct question, Neil?
Yeah.
Have we got a gun?
Yep. Well
is not encouraging.
Got a Nerf gun.
Fine. And then, obvious question, have you got a candle?
I've got a candle, but we can't light it inside.
Right.
This is the biggest damp squib of an ending of all time.
Neil, is that a lighter in front of you? Why would you do this to us?
Well, I don't know where that's come from. But we've drawn a candle and a flame.
So we're going to end.
Draw a fire, will you? I'm a little cold.
So we're going to end with Tim attempting to shoot the flame off a candle.
Right, am we sure about it?
I think we could get away with it.
Yep.
I've got half a pint of beer. So where do you want to stand, Tim?
Go to the steps, I reckon.
No, then he's shooting at us.
They're made of polystyrene.
He's already said his aim is shit, so I'm going to just go over there as well, if that's okay.
So, Tim, you've got to shoot the flame off a candle. I'm quite tense.
I'm quite brave. I'm going to sit here.
Are you going to sit there? Sit directly behind it, Neil. Where's Tim gone? Halfway up. God, you look really sinister. It doesn't help that you're currently using the style facially of the Unabomber.
It also doesn't help that you sat next to that My Little Pony nutcase. Don't give him the gun, Tim.
Tim, if you do shoot Neil, just quickly dress as a gay man. As soon as you can, just as flamboyantly as possible.
Do you call gay people gay men?
Sorry. Watched too much Alan Partridge. That was what happened there.
Right, Tim, how confident do you feel? Tim, should I bring my mic?
Spoken like a true performer.
Should we bring the mic?
Josh.
Okay.
Take that one.
Oh, take that up. Okay. So, Tim, here's your mic. Well, mine doesn't reach.
Wait, hang on. That's called around.
Oh, wait.
This is great radio.
Should have rehearsed this.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
the guy who's been in a sketch group.
Weirdly, I did rehearse this, but 19 years ago.
So did you end up on the sofa with this girl?
No.
She was spiritual. It was a rug. Or a yoga mat.
How confident are you feeling?
Well, I mean, not at all confident. But, like, can you just not... Josho.
Is there people from the assembly rooms here?
That guy's there to double us out immediately. Look at him.
Are we definitely not allowed to light the candle?
I sense a butt. No, I don't. Okay, fine.
No butt there.
Okay.
Right, here we go.
Can I have a practice shot?
Yeah. Look, did you have a practice shot in Croatia? Ukraine?
You fucking racist.
All the same, isn't it, mate?
No better sight in comedy than Nish saying that. Okay, fine. No, I didn't have a practice shot. That's why... If I'd had a practice shot, would I have told it as an anecdote on your CNFM show? Or whatever it is?
CNN.
CNN. Fox. Okay. Look, come on. Let me have 2 goes, though.
You've got 6 bullets. If you get that...
I've got 6 bullets?
You've got 6 bullets. If
And is it automatic?
No, you
have to pull
have to cock it each time.
There goes one.
Oh, I see.
Here we go.
Oh. He's firing off like Acaster on a sofa.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Let's have a look. I mean, if I get it, it would actually be quite good. It would be
Should someone be commentating for the podcast? Crosby, can you commentate for the podcast?
I mean, the one guy doesn't watch sport. There's a fellow, he's standing up, he's wearing a cap.
Very rarely you hear that in a sports commentary. There's a fellow.
He looks like a lovely chap.
It's like someone who's never heard of golf. There's a fellow, he's got a metal and long
What is he doing
toothpick.
to that ball?
Right, here we go.
Okay, Key takes aim.
Should I just...
The candle looks nervous, visibly.
Should you just...
Should I be closing an eye, is what I'm asking. I'm closing an eye, but I never usually do that when I want to see things well.
Yeah.
But when I really want to see something, I like open them both really wide. But in this situation...
Where have you been, James?
Yeah, where has he been?
Yeah, where have you been?
I thought it was taking too long. I went for piss.
James really speaks for the whole audience, I think, when he says, I think it's just taking too long to go for a bit.
Or, I know we're not allowed to light a candle. Could Neil hold up the lighter with the flame?
All right, we're not fucking scientists, mate, are we?
You're right, that is equally unfair that we're not allowed to do that. Okay, here we go. I'm going to absolutely fuck this candle over. You can nip some of this stuff out, actually, Neil. Okay.
If somebody walks in right now...
I ran out of bullets.
No bullet. He's run out of bullets.
He's been given a bullet by a
I was just trying to imagine
lady.
what would happen if somebody walked in right now, just going, Alan Partridge's sidekicks had a fucking nervous breakdown.
Here we go. Don't let it be said that this is the best podcast in Britain.
Do you say don't let him say that it is the best podcast?
No, I mean, this is not. This. I'm drunk.
Oh! If the flame had been
He
in Neil's
absolutely
shoulder...
tagged producer Neil there.
Very good, though.
Take that, you health and safety Jobsworth.
Nice.
Go again, Keith.
Can I just talk you through my thinking?
Yeah, practice shot.
I'm going down a bit. I think this is going to hit.
Oh.
That is not something that's said in a lot of movies, is it? When someone gets shot, I think this is going to hit. Nope, didn't.
It's counterintuitive because I'm aiming somewhere where I'm not aiming at the candle now.
Oh!
Getting a lot of ooze. I mean, it's not going that close, actually.
I kind of feel like we can't leave until he does it. Is that okay. Like, I think no matter how...
Give me the sticks. Let's do it again.
Give him the sticks, right? One last try.
I love the fact that the audience here is playing along for the benefit of the people listening at home.
So there's 3, right? The first 2 will react naturally. The third one, even if he doesn't do it, because it's an audio podcast, can we react like he hit it?
Is this what purgatory's like?
And then we'll all get our lighters out and fucking go for it, right? We want this sprinkler system to go the fuck off.
Here we go. Tim Key, 3 attempts at glory.
I don't need the mic, do I?
Oh, that was close. That was the closest yet. You need to reload.
Have you got bullets?
Yeah, they're just in the wrong chambers.
It's like,
Ooh, look
it's like
at
Richard
Mr.
Madeley.
Technical.
Have none of you ever played Russian roulette?
Oh!
You need to reload.
Are we just pretending this one hits anyway?
No, not yet. This could be an actual hit.
Go, yes.
Key, I feel that you should go back to where you are. If you get this now, everyone's going to feel like...
No, one step up. We'll all agree on that.
Keith.
Here we go. This is the end.
I believe in you.
Oh, he's gone Grassy Knoll style.
Flamboyant.
Are you filming a show that you're in?
Nish has just got that face in his... It's just his own face.
Oh.
Reload.
Welcome to my world, Key.
This is unbelievable. Why did you fire those shots into the ceiling?
I'm just getting a signal from the back. The batteries are going in the recorder, so hurry up.
Oh!
Tim Key!
That's that. Tim Key, thank you very much.
It's disappointing when the show ends with the phrase, "That's that."
Can we thank all of the guests, please? Can we have a big round of applause for everyone? And thank them for coming. Which do you want to plug your shows?
7:15, Pleasance Courtyard. Ruminations on the nature of subjectivity. Features words like nomenclature and also go fuck yourselves.
Single white slut. 9:40 in the Pleasance Ground. Too big. So come along. And tell as many people as you can. And also, when you're done with that, sit down for a bit, have a rest, tell a few more.
Tom?
Thoughts on Love by a Man with None of the Answers, 50 seats, too big. That is 7:05 in the Pleasance, and it is the right length, but not that funny. No, it's not. It's all right. It's doing quite well.
Shut up. Did you almost start going through your reviews? There's a middle ground between saying it's shit and then going through your reviews. James.
My show is called Recognise. It's on at 8 o'clock in the Pleasance Courtyard.
Bring your own sofa.
Thank you very much for listening. It's been an absolute pleasure. We are one more night, so I don't know how it's sold, but I think it's more or less there, isn't it? So we don't need to plug it. Listen on Sundays will be Sundays 10 a.m. But download the podcast because that's the main thing. It's fucking 2014. Also, if you download the podcast, you don't have to listen to the Lumineers. Thank you very much. See you again. Cheers. Good night.
The Josh Widdicombe XFM podcast. Live.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.